Morning, everyone. So our story starts out about 2 years ago when our team was sitting in a classroom with internet theorist Clay Shirky. And Clay started to show us pictures that look like this. What these dots represent are people interacting, sharing, talking to another. And he pointed out that when you increase the number of people in that interaction, the conversation gets complicated, hard to manage. So he told us to go and look at other websites where we all gather in large groups to discuss and talk online. And what we saw was that these sites, were designed in a way that encouraged specific interactions. Sometimes they want you to post faster. Other times they want you to post less. And a lot of these decisions lead to increased revenues for the site's owners. So the idea was, now that we were sensitive to these design decisions, Clay challenged us to create our own conversational space. So we started with what we knew, and we noticed that there was two ideas that were encouraged on these sites like Twitter and Facebook. They want us to broadcast freely, no filter. And they want us to connect with people we know. So when we're thinking about this new space, we thought, let's break these ideas. Let's think of a space where only one person gets to broadcast freely, and that person is a stranger. And that is the idea behind the listserv. So let me tell you what the listserv is. The listserv is what we're calling an email lottery. And what that means is every day, one person is chosen at random to send a message to everyone else who's on the list. Now, let's take a minute to think about that. Now, sometimes the message doesn't work, it doesn't resonate. Other times, it surprises even the most jaded among us. But every day, you find yourself wondering, why did this person choose this moment, choose this opportunity to share with us? Why share this? So every day, the listserv is an experiment. So I'm going to do something a little bit unorthodox. And this is something we've been talking about for a long time. Today, we're going to do a listserv in the auditorium. This is going to be the TEDx listserv. I'm going to throw this ball into the audience, and whoever catches it is going to have the opportunity to come on stage after we're done talking and share or do something with us. Now, here it comes. Great catch. Great catch. I really encourage you to pick it up. It's going to be great. I see you. Come on up. Our teammates over here will help you, and you'll get you prepped to have your conversation later on. No, come on up. Great. Trust us, it'll be great. And they'll prep you. They're pros. So let's go back to our experiment. Put some ideas into your mind. And with every good experiment, it starts out with a good question. Now, if you had the chance to speak to 1 million people, what would you say? And let that sit in your mind a little bit, because it's kind of a hard thing to ask. Well, what we thought was if you had that opportunity, you would say something, pretty damn interesting. Or do something very important to you. So the reason that we thought this is we all know what it's like to be on sites like YouTube where there's conversation among strangers. It's a mess. It's tough. And that's because those sites are designed to let you hide in the crowd, like that person who tried to get away from their opportunity. And if you don't want to hide, if you want to be as loud as possible, you have to shout loud and be profane. Experts are always drowned out. But we thought if we designed an interaction where one person's voice was loudest, where we put down the volume of everyone else's voices but one, we would increase the value of that person's voice, possibly your voice. So these ideas were difficult to manage, but we were thinking about now we need to build something in order to achieve this space.
So now that we had done all the thinking, we had to make it happen. We took a step back and we took inventory, and we tried to figure out what we had in place. And all we had was this. We had the 5 of us on a list. So no big deal. All we needed was no big deal, right? We were talked down because that's a hard number. So we got to 10,000. And we said we would absolutely not launch this until we hit 10,000 people. But the problem is 10,000 is a really big number when you don't have any content to sell whatsoever. We didn't know who the first winner would be. We didn't know what they would write. So we started to figure out how to sell our idea. We went out to the streets of New York and we asked people, what would you say to 1 million people? And we made a little video montage out of it. We reached out to media and we said, hey, we're doing this online experiment. I'm a member of the media, so I know if you use the word experiment, our ears perk up and we're like, yeah, we'll write about it. And so they wrote about it. And then we started to shape our language. We said, this is an email lottery. We will not sell your email address to anybody. And then we started to put all this stuff onto a website. And we launched SignUp. And something really awesome started to happen. Within the first few hours, we had a few hundred people sign up, mostly our friends and family, but hey, it's a few hundred, right? And then we started to, in the first few days, we got a few thousand people signing up, people we didn't even know. I know, right? And then within the first week, we hit 10,000. We hit 10,000 and we launched. It's been 2 years, and the experiment's been ongoing. And like every experiment, you want to know, what are the results? Well, let me tell you. In the first email, this guy said, enjoy the little things in life because you're not special. He's a Swedish guy. Not that that has anything to do with it. The second email was a short poem, and the third email, she raved about the Diva Cup. I didn't know what it was. And then something really interesting started to happen. People started to interact with the audience, and the audience started to interact back with them. This woman invited everyone on the list to a picnic, a real picnic, and 100 strangers showed up and enjoyed an afternoon together. This guy, he offered to write a personalized note to every single person who wrote him back, and this is what he wrote back to me. And this gentleman, he wrote about the troubles he and his wife had getting pregnant, and he was looking for someone to kind of connect to, someone to relate to. And people started to get inspired by the listserv and experiment with the listserv. One person who didn't even win the listserv took all the emails and made blackout poems out of them. Another former winner, he was so inspired by his experience, he made his own email newsletter. It just hit 2,000 members. It's called Today in Tabs. You guys should sign up. And another winner solicited audio stories of memories and made an art project out of them. It's called This Is a Memory Of. There you go. Whoops. You've already seen that one. So the listserv has taught us that we don't really know what we want from the internet. A lot of times we get a piece of content and we say, I wish it was funnier. I wish it was shorter. I wish it wasn't life advice. But like a lot of the internet, the best parts of the listserv are when we stop treating stuff as content and start treating it as people reaching out to us and wanting to have a genuine conversation. One of the questions we got most often when we first launched from all the media outlets that contacted us was, why are you using email? And we said something like, email is a really intimate place. It's your internet home. What I wish we said was this. We've gotten into this habit of having private conversations in public. This is sending condolences in a tweet or saying happy birthday on Facebook. This means a lot of times our conversations are more about performance than they are about communicating. It's not entirely a bad thing, but a lot of quiet conversations are kind of drowned out or never had. The listserv starts from this ultimate performance, and the fallout from that is hundreds, if not thousands, of quiet, private, non-broadcast conversations. And from those people, we hear of pen pals and partnerships and friendships being born. In fact, I was just talking to somebody backstage who got some job career advice from someone who won the listserv. And it's from those people who we've learned to start asking the question, what would you say back to that one person? Away from the question, what would you say to 1 million people? You never hear about that, what would you say back to one person, because it's not broadcast. No one writes about it, no one contacts us about it, but it's quiet and they're important. And when we start hearing whispers of that, that's when we get excited, and that's what makes what we've made entirely worth it. So I'm gonna get off the stage now, and you guys are gonna be really awesome to our winner. Let's see where he is. What's your name?
Imagine.
All right, so he has, give or take a minute.
Yeah. Actually, I am from Turkey, so English isn't my mother language, and I'm bad at speaking English. Thank you. Actually, I was sleeping. I couldn't understand everything you said. I'm sorry. And I don't know. He threw the ball like I think it has magic. I am from Turkey, in Istanbul. We are lots of people from Turkey. We are studying Bahçeşehir University, and we are learning English in DC, Mentor College. I don't know what can I say, but it has really magic. Thank you.
Great job.
That was fantastic.
Great job. Thank you.
Good. Very good.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.